السلام عليكم استاذ عدنان، من اللي راح يشرح هني الحصه يا جماعه؟
وعليكم السلام وياك.
وياك جاهز؟
تفضل.
يلا 5 ثواني وابدا.
Okay. Dear grade 11 students, in the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful, welcome to this presentation. The purpose of this presentation is to cover the lesson 1 from unit 10 of New Language Leader 202.
القائلين وأصحابه الكرام المنتجبين. السلام عليكم وأسأل
By the end of this lesson, you will have identified the trends in their countries,
اليوم مع
located specific information from a reading text,
قرائي
practiced phrasal verbs in the context of trends,
في مملكة البحرين
composed a writing production about a recent trend in your country.
في كتابكم المدرسي الصفحة 46. تشكل الثقافة محورا مهما في حياة الأفراد.
To begin with, we should be familiar with the word trend. What is a trend? A trend is a general development or a change in a situation or in the way that people are behaving.
وسيلة حياة.
So,
تقل كثير من
mentioning that, which sentence represents your character? Give reasons. Do you like to follow trends and be fashionable? Or you don't care about following trends or fashion? I'll give you 2 minutes to state which sentence represents you and give some reasons to support your claim. While writing the sentence, while writing the reasons that support your choice, think about recent trends in Bahrain or in the world. You can think about technology trends like smartphones, or entertainment trends like keeping up with reality TV shows and watching Netflix and so on and so forth. And make sure you use the chatting tab to write your questions, or you can use the Q&A tab to inquire about the exercises. Okay, time is up. Let's move on to the next slide. Look at these questions below, supported by given list of trends. The first one is already done for you. What are current trends in Bahrain? 2. Which are trends in other countries? 3. Which are old-fashioned trends that you think you could return? I'll give you 1 minute, then I'll show you a list of trends to help you in answering this question. Okay, I'll show you the examples of trends. Remember that question 3, which are old-fashioned trends that you think could return, is there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on your opinion and what you think of. Do we recycle and look after the environment in Bahrain? I believe that we do. What about not using cash even for small purchase? Of course, we all are familiar with the smartphones applications like Benefit Pay and STC Pay and B Wallet, and there are a lot of other other substitute for cash in Bahrain. Not to mention the credit card and the debit card as well. Okay, you have 2 more minutes left to answer the questions. Okay, I have 1 more minute left. Okay, I'm about to show the answer so you can check your answers. Now check your answers. Possible answer is are using social media. We of social media a lot in Bahrain. We also for question 2, other trends in other countries include watching reality shows, having cosmetic surgery, or getting married later in life. And possible answer for question 3 are American style coffee shops, recycling, and looking after the environment. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. Now, think about possible future trends in the following area. Which do you think are most likely to take place? Some examples of technology trends are already done for you. Think of some more ideas. And these are the examples of technology trends. The technology trend could be artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, robotics, and genetic. Leisure time is basically what you do for entertainment and to relax. For education, I can give you an example. We can use the e-learning and using Microsoft Teams, for example, like what we are doing now. This is an example of a technology or an education trend. You can think of some ideas. I'll give you some ideas about family life as well. Of course, family life is important in Bahrain. We always go visit our family in the big family house every Friday. We meet for lunch, for example. Sometimes we meet for dinner. So yeah, think about ideas like this. You have 3 more minutes. Um, I can give you a hint for work trends. Think about social media and how it facilitated and made online shopping easier for people with small businesses. Okay, I'll give you 30 more seconds and then we will move on to check the answers. Okay, time is up. Let's check the answers. Of course, these are doesn't mean that your answers are wrong. These are just examples, and it depends on your opinion and point of view. For technology, we have, as we mentioned earlier, artificial intelligence, nanotechnology, robotics, genetic. For leisure time and entertainment, we have browsing in the internet, traveling, snapping using the Snapchat, and multimedia. For family life, we have, the family size increase. We share, uh, we begin to share more interest with our siblings and our relatives. Sometimes we have busy family members. Okay, as we said, work trend could be smart offices, IT and mobile devices, flexible hours, teamwork, uh, online businesses like online shops. Education trend, we have internet evolution, mobile learning, problem solving, self-directed learning, and competency-based learning. And competency-based learning is, you can find it in the IELTS and the TOEFL exams. Okay, I'll show you a text and you'll have to answer the question that follows. Please, if you can, open your books on page 97 because when I show you the questions, you won't be able to read I won't be able to go back to this slide. So please open your book so you can look at both the questions and the text. I'll give you 5 minutes or 3 minutes to read this text. Please pay attention to or think about what this text is talking about and pay attention to the highlighted words like keeping up with and catch on. Think about their meaning. Think about the main idea of each paragraph and what's on and so forth. Okay, a quick question as well. What do you think we call these verbs? The highlighted verbs, keeping up with and catch on, pick up on. What do you notice about them? What do you think they are called? Okay, 2 more minutes. Do you agree with the writer's point of view that small things can make big difference? I believe that small things can make big difference sometimes, yes. And what is the impact of social networks on trends and global uh, and globalization as well? Okay, time is up. Let's move on to the questions. What is the main purpose of the text? Choose the right answers from the options below. 1. To entertain an audience of scientists. 2. To persuade people to buy a book. Or 3. To inform a general audience about a common term. Okay, so this is question 1. Choose the right answer. Question 2. Match these headings. Match these headings with the paragraph in the text. Please open your books on page 97 to see the text and still be able to look at the headings. I will give you 6 or 5 minutes to finish this task. concentrate well in order to be able to finish this task successfully. I believe that you are spectacular students. I believe that you are excellent students. You can easily finish this task successfully. If you can't understand some words, some of the headings, try using the elimination method. Do what you can, do the easy ones first, and then try to think about the hard ones. A is already done for you. Paragraph number 3. Trends are like illness. Do you agree with that statement or not? That trends are like illness. Okay, you have 2 more left. Okay, have 10 seconds. Check the answers. Let's check the answers. Okay, so exercise 1, the correct answer is number 3. Inform a general audience about a common term. And these are the matching, this is the matching the heading with the paragraph number. Exercise 2. A is number 3. B is number 1 and 2. C is 5. D is 4. E is paragraph number 2. And finally, F is paragraph number 3 as well. Okay, moving on to the next slide. Phrasal verbs. A phrasal verb such as take off or look down on is a combination of words. Usually it's a verb followed by a preposition or 2 prepositions that when you use together usually take on a different meaning to that of the original verb. Uh, we saw them in the paragraph. Those were the highlighted verbs that we mentioned earlier. Usually it's a verb followed by a preposition, like for example, take off, look down on, and they usually mean something else than the main verb alone. So let's move on to the next exercise practice. We're going to look at the highlighted phrasal verbs in the text at page 97 and match them with their meanings. There is an example for you. Take over means to gain control of something or someone. Remember, understand the context of each sentence to help you with the meaning. And these are the meanings. So match them with the verbs or the phrasal verbs. 1, to discover. 2, gain control of something or someone. It's already take over. We already mentioned that. 3, to maintain the same level as. And 4, become less fast or rapid. 5, notice something which is not easy to notice. 6, become fashionable or popular. 7, disappear completely. 8, believe in and be influenced by. You have 2 more minutes or 3 minutes to finish this exercise. So in your student's book, just write the number of the meaning, in the following in this slide over the highlighted phrasal verb to save time. So if you have already finished, you can think of more examples and of phrasal verbs and write them in the chat. You have 1 more minute, a minute and a half actually, to finish this task. Please concentrate. I know you can do well. I know you can achieve full mark in this exercise. Get all of the phrasal verbs correct. Okay, we are almost done. Time's almost up. So let's check the answers. First one, discover. Discover means to find out. Take over means to gain control of something or someone. Keeping up with, to maintain the same level as. Slow down, to become less fast or rapid. Pick up on, to notice something which is not easy to notice. Catch on, become fashionable or popular. Die out, to disappear completely. And buy into is to believe in and be influenced by. Okay, let's move on to the writing. Writing a paragraph about a trend. Before we start, we're going to look at the hints in the blue box. Those are the hints, a paragraph about recent trend in Bahrain. Think about these hints. A, begin with one idea and everything that is related naturally to fit it in one paragraph. B, choose points or sentences related to the main idea. C, ideas should not be random. D, don't leave any point or sentences hanging. And then we're gonna look at the supporting question. Before you start writing, answer the questions and note down the answers in your notebook. Question number 1, were any trends the same in your country or city? Which trends were for young people? Were any trends strange or boring? Which trends have you followed? Okay, choose one of the recent trends in Bahrain from exercise 1. Uh, it's either technology, education, family, business. You can think of a trend. You don't have to follow exercise 1. If you want, you can think of a trend and then talk about it in details using the support questions and the hints in the blue box and the orange box. Then develop your paragraph by writing how the trend started and why it spread out. You have 7 minutes to do this exercise. You can start your paragraph by saying one of the recent trends in Bahrain is uh, using social network, or one of the recent trends in Bahrain is using, for example, Microsoft Teams and e-learning in education. It happened so quickly and spread it because of uh, the staying at home plan, or because of the spreading of the COVID-19, which made us stay at home, and because we can't go to school. This is why the uh, e-learning trend flourished in Bahrain, for example. I'm just giving you ideas. You can write your own paragraph. Doesn't have to be about education. You can also talk about technology. You can also talk about business, leisure time, entertainment. For example, you can write about uh, spreading of, you know, using Netflix for entertainment, for example. Make sure the ideas are not random. Don't jump from a point to another. Make sure that you have already planned how your paragraph will start moving on. You have 5 more minutes. And think about trends you have followed that became uh, sort of a daily routine in your life. And are there any trends that are only visible and prominent for younger people that all people do not really follow, for example? And is there a trend that is only happening in Bahrain, or you can think of trends that are global or universal, like happening everywhere. Subject, and that's okay. Okay, let's move on to the paragraph. So this is the model paragraph. Most trends are alike between one country and to another. One of the most recent trends in my country, Kingdom of Bahrain, is technology. Technology and multimedia has highly affected our society. They are suitable for young people, adults. So this is how you start your paragraph, and then we talk in detail about this trend and how it spreaded. I believe that technology